Mm. Yeah, well, I know because my mother went through that. I mean, that's that's happened to my mother. You know, and we didn't know it because remember Susan, right? You remember my mom. Okay. So the thing is, she had not what you had. Wait a minute. I'm trying to. What the hell is wrong with this phone? Oh, there. She, she had in 2004. Are you there? Yeah. In 2004, she she had and Chad the Cad was in California escaping New York and my mother like for the umpteenth time, and he called me on the phone and he said, "Look, I called your mother 2 days ago and we had this big fight. She said she had a big headache and I haven't heard from her and I'm worried. Will you please go over?" So I said, "Okay, of course." So I went over with the key. I walked in and she was staggering down the hallway with one of her breasts out of her nightgown and her eyes askew. And the first thing I thought was, "Oh, she's drinking again." But then I sat her down in the chair and I said, "This is Malcolm." I said, "How are you?" But she couldn't focus on me. So I called 911 immediately. And they came and they took her and they said she had a stroke. So, but she had been on the floor for 2 days before Chad called me. So they said because she had taken so many Advil for her teeth that were hurting, that thinned her blood and they couldn't operate on her until they gave her the blood thickeners, the medication. So it was on her brain. She had had a stroke, an aneurysm. Yes, you do. You have to contain the blood clot or whatever the hell is going on there. Yeah. So they said, you have to wait 8 hours till these coagulants, whatever, medicines, thicken her blood so she doesn't bleed to death when we cut into her head. So I said, okay, I called a few people to say, give me permission, and nobody answered. So I said, do it, do whatever. So so she survived, and then she had another stroke 3 months later, where that was also 50-50, and it left her legally blind and cognitively impaired. So she was like a child. But she was like a child, and she was more like herself than she ever allowed herself to be. You know what I'm saying? So our relationship grew from there because we had had a lot of turmoil and resentments and stuff. So I became like one of her caretakers, and for the next 7 years, we grew closer and closer and had great laughs and really communicated on the level that I did as a child with her because we got each other and there was nothing in the way. So I mean, she was a fruitcake. She was a nutcake. She couldn't go anywhere by herself, but she was still sharp as a whip. And then in 2011, she fell down in the hallway because the dog of the neighbor, the roommate, that Chad hates and blames for everything, ran past her legs and she fell down and broke 3 discs in her back. So Chad kept her in bed for 2 days, you know, helping her to pee into a cup or something, and then called me and said, "I don't think this is going to work." I said, "Well, thanks for calling." I said, "Well, I got right over, and I looked into her eyes, Penny, and she looked into mine because we always had this connection, and I knew it. I said she was telling me this is it. It's enough. And I said, but we still got to get her to the hospital. So we got her to Lenox Hill, and they did a CAT scan on her back, you know, on the discs, and discovered that she had stage 4 cancer. And they told me, you know, there's nothing we can do. She's too weak to operate, and we're going to put her in a nursing home. I said, oh, no, you're not. I said, I'm taking her home. So I took her home to her own house, and I took care of her. And the day she died, we were holding hands, and I was singing songs to her, you know. But I'm just saying, you never know, and I don't know. For her, it was too late. Yeah, but we healed our relationship, and there was one at one point we were walking to the I would take her every morning to the her favorite deli, the Jackson Hole, which was really a hole. Huh? It was really a hole. It was disgusting. I mean, it had the worst food and everything, but she loved the place. So I would take her there, right? And then on the way back, walking down the street back home, we would sing standards like, you know, I'll be seeing you in all the old, all those standards, right? Those standards, the songs from the 30s and 40s, we would sing them together. She would be in one key, she would be in one key, and I would be in another, because she didn't have an ear. But we would be singing them like I'd be singing you, or a cigarette that bears a lipstick traces, an airline ticket to romantic places. We'd be singing them all, right? So one day on the way home, she said to me, I want over the rainbow when I go. And I said, what? She said, I want over the rainbow when I go. I said, when you go where? She says, you know, when I go. So I said, oh, okay, I'll think about that later. But at her funeral, I did sing Over the Rainbow. Well, I had to do it, and I got 2 other singers. A great folk singer that I used to sing in the folk choir with, sounds just like Joan Baez. She sang the Irish prayer, May the wind always be at your back, that one. And oh, it's fabulous. I don't even know it, but she knows it. And she sang it beautiful. And then I had a black girl, well, it's not a girl, a black woman. She was like close to my mom's age, who'd been on Broadway since the 50s, Ernestine Jackson. She closed the program, such as it is, with You'll Never Walk Alone. You know that one? Yeah, that's a Broadway song. Because I asked Ernestine to sing at my mom's funeral. because she almost fainted when I told her that my mom died. I had to catch her because they loved her in the building. So I said, will you sing it? Or she said, of course. She said, what do you want me to sing? I said, well, it's coming to me. You'll never walk alone. She said, that's so funny. She said, that's what's coming to me. I said, well, that's my mom. She's telling us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
how beautiful. It's beautiful, sweetie.
I know, Penny, but I wish I could do something for you and make you feel beautiful, which you are.
Oh, sweetie. But you do. You do every single time I hear your voice.
That's wonderful. I love that you say that.
It's true.
I love it because it is true.
And sweetie, I'll just keep you informed, when I find out next week what
Uh huh.
happened.
Uh huh.
Right now, everything's all right. Each day I have a little more pain, but
Oh my
I'm
God.
very busy. And I still look great. People say how great I look and
Whoa.
that I don't look, I have cancer. So who
Uh,
knows? Maybe I don't in some other dimension.
in another dimension, but you do look great, and you shine from the eyes so
Uh,
brilliantly that you bless everybody that comes into your presence. Do you know that Al Pacino made a movie about some aging rock singer? I don't even want to watch it. Do you know which one I'm talking
about
about?
singer? Oh,
Dan
he's an Asian singer.
Danny Collins. It's based.
Oh, it's supposed to be great.
Is it really? Because I'm wary of him. He's like so hammy a lot of the time.
I but it's supposed to be really great.
Well, it got good reviews.
Yep. Okay, sweetie, go see that movie and think of me,
Well, I
and
could
I'll
watch it
call
on
you.
my TV. I could order it on my TV.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I think of you
Okay.
all. I think of you all the time, and I love you, and I hope that, despite all of my histrionics and you know whatever, that I do bring you comfort, and that you get something out of it too. Because when you talk to me, it's like forget about
Oh, honey.
it. I feel so empowered, so good.
Oh, good, sweetie. That we can do that for each other is great.
It is.
Sweetie, I'll call you next week as soon as I find out.
All right.
Oh, Tuesday. All
Okay.
right?
All right.
I'll call you one or the other.
Oh, okay.
All right now?
Yes, I love you.
Thank Bye-bye. I love you too.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.